Hello, today I'm going to show you how I make our duct tape blocks. To get started, just so you know ahead of time, I create all of my blocks completely from scratch. So I'm going to show you 7 steps in order to create the block how we make ours. So step 1, pick a size for your block. I generally go with 4 inch by 4 inch by 4 inch. So that's what we'll be making today. Step 2 is to create a 4 inch by 4 inch square template, which I've already done. As you can see here, my template's made out of cardboard. You can use whatever you want to make it easier for you. This just works for me. Step 3 is to take another piece of cardboard, like so, and trace the shape of the square on it. Now, I kind of made this a little crooked, but typically what I would do is trace along the bottom and trace along the edges from there. But to save time, I've already cut out some squares and more in the back here, but we'll get to those in a minute. So generally, I'll take 4 pieces. So it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and lay them out like this. The next part of this step will be to connect them. And I do so by taking a strip of duct tape, which I've already cut out, and place it over the gaps like this. Make sure it's nice and flush. And then what I'll do is I'll turn it over, like so, and flip this over. And flip this back. And we do the same for the next 2 gaps. Make sure that it's flush as possible without leaving any gap. So we do that, and then once again we do it here. Oops. Technical difficulties with the tape today. So put that there and put this here. Like that. There we go. Right. So now we have 4 connected squares. To get the box shape that we want, we're going to want one more strip. Whoops, sorry, I'm moving the camera. That's what I get for taping the tape to it. And you put it along the edge like so. Okay? And now what we'll do is we'll fold the box over like this. And then connect this edge like that. So we're going to fold it in nice and tight like that. Except make sure to actually line up the edge, otherwise you're going to have an odd box. Okay, so now you have the tape taped together. So what I like to do now is take an X-Acto knife and cut along the corner of the box. Okay, and put that down like this, and do the same here. Of course, it would probably be wise to use a box that isn't bent there, or a piece of cardboard that isn't bent there, but I've made my bed, I'm laying in it. Then we'll fold this side over, and then we'll fold this side. Again, try to get this as flat as possible. Now, to make it look a little prettier, we're going to take another strip of duct tape, and we're going to fold it along this side. That way we reinforce this corner, and it doesn't burst open. You could also just put the tape on that side, I guess. You know, personal preference, whatever makes it easier for you. Just stubborn and set in my ways, I guess. Step 5. Now that the sides are connected, we're going to place another square over one of the holes, like so. This is now going to be considered the bottom of the box. So now what we're going to want to do is apply tape to every side. Unfortunately, I made this a little too long, so let me do it this way. I'm going to fold this bad boy down like so. Trim this up. It's been a while since I've made these boxes, so I'm not used to estimating the tape length anymore. Okay, so we're going to do that on that side. Apologize for moving the camera again. Another one, oops, on this side. Okay, smooth this out. So you can see what we're doing here. We're going to cut along the edges again. Okay, push this out just a little to get it more flush with the corner. Flip it, cut this edge. Oops, apologize again, keep nudging the camera. Maybe fix that, okay. Do the same for this side. Okay, so flip this bad boy down. Trim that corner. Okay. Flip it, make it easier to cut. Now, mind you, it's a lot easier to do this without a camera in front of you. So if it looks like this is kind of ridiculous, that's why. And then we will put this last piece here, fold it down. Okay, fold this piece down. We'll worry about that in a minute. Cut this, put that down. So just because I'm a little anal retentive about things like this, I'm going to just cut this off. Okay, that's good enough for now. Alright, so now this gives us a box with an open top. This design can also be used for a storage container, as long as you pretty it up a bit, but you can use it for holding pens or something. So the next step, step 6, is to cut out and use the rest of the squares that you should have done in step 2. So what we're going to do with all the squares, and here they all are, is we're going to fill the box. So I'm going to begin to fill the box like so. Okay. And you're going to continue to fill the box until you can't fit any more squares in. So I still have a little more room here, so I can fit a couple more. The number of squares that you get in, that I can get into a box, kind of varies depending on the thickness of the cardboard. This is a little thicker than, let's say, this piece. So there's always variability in that. Let's get this in there. It's also an option if you want to not put in the cardboard. I just like to do it because it gives it a little more rigidity when it's completed. And that's just something that I like for my project. So I think this is sufficient. Last step, step 7. In this step, we're going to place one square on the top and tape down around the edge again. Alright, so now we have our solid block. But we're not done yet. Now we're going to want to finish off this project by adding tape, this gray tape, to the entire block. Like so. And that's how you make one of our duct tape blocks. Another approach you can take is to use an empty box and fill it if you want, or just leave it empty, and tape over that, because the shape's already made for you. I just like to create my projects from scratch whenever possible. If you have any questions on our process, leave a comment down below. Also, leave a comment if you want to see me finish the block and make something unique. Missed a spot. Like maybe one of the duct tape creeper heads, or a Super Mario block, or something new. Anyway, just leave a comment down below if you'd like to see that. Thanks for watching.